welcome. So I released a video not too long ago called Double Standards in K-pop. And in this video, I shared my thoughts about things that male idols can get away with that typically female idols cannot. And a really good example I gave of this was the RBF. Idols like V are really praised for their cold looks, whereas an idol like Jennie is genuinely seen like a bitch for doing the exact same thing. And to my surprise, a lot of people were angry with this comparison because V is actually nice, whereas Jennie is actually a bitch. And as Queen CL said once in 2010, if you ain't know, now you know. Let me show you something real quick. Actually, I'm going to stop you right there to remind you to subscribe to this channel, click the bell to be notified, and you can also do little things here and there to help sustain this channel, like asking me why I pronounce rosé like that, or sharing my videos with people that you can hate them with. So this is an issue that I've witnessed so much, even within my own comment section. And the thing is, a lot of the things that I'm going to mention in this video might seem very dated, and that's the issue. A lot of the reasons that people give me for hating Jennie are reasons very much so in the past. Nevertheless, I wanted to take a look into these issues because a lot of you are just acting a fool. And you ain't shit without your crew. My God, I'm so sorry. The Holy Spirit just took over me. So let's get into it. Let's look into the reasons that people tend to hate Jennie so much. Please keep in mind that you're 100% allowed to not vibe with an idol's personality or dislike them. This isn't about convincing you to change your mind. It's just clarifying certain situations and offering my thoughts about them. Reason number one that people tend to hate Jennie is because she was rude to a host. Now, this is one specific example that I was able to find consistently through my research. And this is referring to her appearance on a show called Knowing Bros. And this is a situation where context is super important, much like the majority of my scandals. People love to just throw the context away and they love to just be mad at something. And I get it. You know, I'm guilty of this in the past as well, of just being mad at Jennie because it was just something to do. But the thing is, the entire basis of this show is that you're essentially in a classroom full of people of different ages. You can talk to people as if they're your peers, as if they are the same age as you. And that's the whole show's premise. That's what makes the show super interesting. So what people took issue with was when someone asked her, what city did she live in New Zealand? And she responded with, do you even know any cities in New Zealand? Which, by the way, was funny as hell. But for some reason, everyone took issue with this and started calling her rude. When in reality, within the context of this show, it's demanded that you speak to people like that because that's the premise of this show. The premise is, you know, the cultural taboo of speaking to people of different ages as if they were the same age as you, as if it's not culturally condemned. Like, it's really interesting if you think about it from a cultural point of view. And this is something that everyone on the show does. And I never see this backlash happen to male idols, yet I still see people bringing this up as a logical reason for why they dislike her. So another reason people seem to dislike her, and this seems to have been an issue more in their debut days, and this was because people claimed that she was bullying Lisa. And you know, there are clips of her on V Live, and it seems like she's being so mean to Lisa. When in reality, this can be very well just how friends act with each other. And we don't always have to demonize certain behaviors. And I'm always going to bring this back to boy groups because I noticed the same exact behavior in boy groups, but no one says the same things about it. If we look at BTS and the way they make fun of each other, I really don't see the same backlash. But even if Jennie did get genuinely annoyed, or even if an idol shows that they are uncomfortable in a situation, it just tends to backfire. And it backfires because they're showing their true human emotion. And for some reason, we have this expectation that they just shouldn't. Idols are forced to hide their real emotions and they need to pretend like everything is perfect and that they always get along. And the truth of the matter is they probably get so annoyed with each other quite often because if you can imagine, you're put in a home with people that you didn't, naturally choose to be your friends. And you're literally stuck with them for the rest of your day in super stressful situations. There's always going to be conflict, and I don't think it's fair to demonize human nature. And everything they do is just so highly controlled, so I can imagine how frustrating it is. For example, I thought it was interesting when we saw that fight in that BTS documentary or whatever it was between V and Jin.
And it was a side in K-pop that, we really don't get to see that often, though, I have to say.
I've disowned people over pettier shit than that.
But it was still interesting to see them fight over something. And at the end of the day, I totally appreciate the fact that they showed this fight. That being said, when BTS does it, it's revolutionary. But I can't help but shake the feeling that if Blackpink tried to do the same thing, they might have gotten into another scandal, or their fight might have rubbed people the wrong way. I just think there would be a lot more backlash had Blackpink shown one of their fights compared to BTS showing one of theirs.
Okay, so now we're going to reiterate my point about her resting bitch face. Just in case you didn't watch my first video about it, and if you didn't, I definitely recommend you watch it after this one. Because honestly, I think YouTube is probably going to recommend you someone else's video after this one, and I encourage you, I implore you to pick another one of my videos. Because YouTube might recommend you a video from someone who doesn't like parrots, and you cannot trust people who hate parrots. Or worse, that person might support denim. Just putting that out there. Jennie doesn't smile 24/7, and she has a cold-looking face sometimes. And this isn't a reflection of who she is fundamentally. It's not fair to have this expectation of people to look a certain way that makes you feel more comfortable, right? Like, her not smiling isn't affecting her in any way. I mean, she's just being herself, but it makes other people feel uncomfortable. And as I mentioned in my double standards video, this isn't something we demand from male idols. We constantly demand so much from female idols. We demand that they are always happy, that they are always smiling, that everything is always perfect on their end. Yet in contrast, for male idols, if they look annoyed or if they look angry, people actually go as far as sexualizing that. And I really noticed this at the Billboard Music Awards. The camera went towards BTS, and V looked so annoyed. And I just thought to myself, if this were Blackpink and that were Jennie, it would be a total scandal. Like, oh my god, why is Jennie not appreciative of being at the Billboard Music Awards? Does she not take being a celebrity seriously? She's really spoiled, and she must not appreciate the opportunities that have been given to her. It would have totally been a scandal, but because it's V and it's part of his charm, it's totally okay. And I don't think that's really fair. Smile if you want to, but you don't live to, look a certain way that pleases other people. I asked you guys on my community tab why you thought people still hated Jennie, so we're going to read a few of the top comments. A lot of it has to do with YG, which sucks because Jennie deserves nothing but love. YG constantly favors her from solos to outfits to promotions, etc., which is a few of the main reasons. Oh my god, I'm congested. Which is a few of the main reasons. People still hate her now because it's become a bandwagon to hate on her. I feel so bad for her. So, yeah, again, this is kind of like the public perception because, I've looked at a lot of Blackpink outfits and I really do think for the majority of it, it's really, style is so subjective. I don't think she gets the best outfits. Sometimes she does, but really I think it's just the YG style of having more individual outfits, whereas for a lot of other groups, we still see, more matchy outfits. But YG especially, like if we look at 21, I know people hate when I do this, but you know what? It's not gonna stop. If we even look at 21, they all had, very individual styles. Because some people can't accept the fact that she's changed, like after her lazy scandal and people hating on her for not being a great performer, people find it hard to move from that mindset for whatever hateful reason in a more positive mindset to accept the fact that Jennie has improved. That's true too, that people aren't really willing to accept change, to accept that people have changed. That's something I've noticed as well, just like people holding grudges for so long.
And to be completely fair, I do the same thing. There are some idols from years and years ago who have said things that have really upset me that I still haven't forgiven, or I just haven't really cared enough about to look up whether or not they've changed or whether or not they've apologized for.
And I'm reading in the comments a lot that people are saying that she's just like very unlikable. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I really do think from like a societal point of view, and this isn't something that like we come up with ourselves in our heads and we're like, yeah, this is the way I feel, but we tend to be afraid of powerful women. And we can kind of, even as women, like internalize those feelings. And it's not that we want to feel this way, it's just we're kind of like instructed to feel that way by society. Anyways, that's basically all I had to say. Thank you so much for watching. The comment shout out goes to this lovely individual. I will see you guys next time. Bye.